The idea that the wanting, the desire is the pull. And if we know we have that desire because the seed's already in us, that's the thing I think sometimes we can miss if we think it's separate. I think what happens a lot in some philosophies is that desire itself becomes the devil, becomes the bad, or becomes the lack or the whatever. It's like, no, you wouldn't have the desire if it wasn't for you.
Hi, friend. Before we begin, I want to share a little context for what you're about to hear. Every one of these conversations begins the same way. Before anyone shares, before anyone teaches, before anyone has something insightful to say, we give ourselves the breath. We begin with transformational breathwork infused with Reiki because I have found something extraordinary happens when women have the chance to settle into their bodies and let go before they share anything. Their nervous systems soften, the heart opens, we stop trying to sound a certain way, and we simply begin just telling the truth. Everything that follows is completely unscripted. So this conversation also marks the final panel of this chapter before these gatherings evolve into the authentic creative sanctuary. Looking back, I don't think these were ever simply podcast panels. They've always been a living archive of women's wisdom. And the theme for this conversation was endless possibilities. What unfolded was a beautiful reminder that endless possibility is not something that we have to chase, that it becomes available when we soften our grip, when we trust our intuition, when we're willing to receive, when we remember that even grief can become a doorway into a deeper experience of being alive. And I hope you'll receive this conversation the same way that these remarkable women received one another. There may be something here for you that your heart has been waiting to hear, and I can't wait for you to have it. Welcome to the Authentic Creative, where we expand our capacity to feel good, one deep breath, one bold choice, and maybe a little bit of magic at a time. I'm Siri Baruch Thornton, healer, creative, and lifelong explorer of all things energy, self-expression, and joy. With over 26 years of experience in Reiki, Akashic Records, and transformational breathwork, I've learned that feeling good is not a luxury, it's a practice. And sometimes it's a little messy. This podcast is here to help you trust your intuition, break the rules, the ones that need breaking, and live more fully in your gifts. So give yourself a deep breath, get cozy, and let's dive in. Amanda, I see you. Remember that anything that you share is likely going to serve at least one person, if not every person in this room,
Right.
because they feel more seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. What really came in through all of that is my heart chakra, the anahata, was really lighting up, and my inner child was coming through. From an infant stage to a toddler stage to a young little girl, and just being cradled. Like, I need to just cradle her in a place more so, not the healing, but in my body now, and this age now, I need to just cradle myself. When I lay down and get cozy and just stare at the trees, it's not being lazy. It's me cradling myself and taking that time. And as always, in the beginning, when the blossoms at the bottom of our feet are opening up, I can just feel that so much, that moist, mossy dirt infiltrating every cell of my being, and that golden light energy mixing in. And it's just remembering that from day to day, being grounded, cradling ourselves. Yeah, it's a beautiful journey.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Amanda, for those visions, that imagery, that intention, and remembering that love is an action, and that self-love is an action, and that it's a practice, and that looking at the trees is us nurturing ourselves, is us cradling ourselves, is enough.
That's such an incredibly beautiful reminder. And I feel so nourished by getting to peek into and witness that process of yours. And I know that you are such a warrior. We all are here as women, such warriors. And I'm just so blown away by your strength and your vulnerability and your courage and what your mission is in the world. So thank you for being your best self for you and for us by doing all the work that you do and showing up
Yeah.
today, fully showing up today. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sadie, I'm looking at you. You look bright.
Oh, my beautiful Siri. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this beautiful breath work. It never ceases to amaze me, the tears that come out. And I mean, I think that I'm like a fairly regulated person and was just screaming yesterday, but how much more is the mind wanting chatter to talk to us? And like we just don't schedule enough time with ourselves, and I so appreciate your intentionality and your heart of service and your heart of healing and your heart of space and your heart of bringing the divine into this remembrance of being human. It is so beautiful. And thank you, thank you, thank you. It is so important. And we forget, and it's easy to forget. And it's easy in this culture to hustle and to not prioritize. And you help us remember the importance of this vessel, of this experience, of this breath, of our body. Oh, I love you. Thank you so much.
I love your full expression of gratitude. It's so inspiring. It makes me want to show the people in my life, my family, my girlfriends, that kind of love.
Mm.
It's really inspiring. And I've never known a doctor like you. I want every doctor to be you.
Oh, no, no. Lots of other people with other expertise. I definitely get made fun of that I'm the feeling doctor. So it's we
That's
all have
what
our
we need you.
yeah.
More of you. Can you multiply yourself?
Your guide. We need everybody.
Yes, we have got to continue to remind each other to do these practices
Yes.
for ourselves, with each other. There's a depth that we can reach when we're together that's different than the depth we reach when we're facilitating for ourselves. And that's including me. Some days I can go deep with my own facilitation, and some days I can't get there. And when we're together, something alchemizes as a collective, and it's for the world. Here we are benefiting the world when we do these practices, whatever they may be, because we all have our gifts and we all have access to this feeling that we have right now. And please know that if you haven't shared yet and you're not feeling the bliss feeling, that's okay. We need the dynamic qualities. We need the grief and the fear and the struggle and the I didn't feel anything and the variety, because I want our listeners and the people here, these leaders here, to also know that everything is okay. It's all okay. It doesn't need to be this blissful experience every single time. Sometimes it's going to be different.
I'll share this time was, wait, hey, Janine.
Yay! I know. I
Oh my
know.
God.
I know.
Oh my God. Yeah, I just came right in, was in it, and then I'm just now coming. I feel like before we've done it individually, and that's been different. And then once I did it, maybe the first time, and it made me panic. And then this time, it really was just yummy. It was really soothing. And it felt somehow like I had more permission. I don't really know how or why, but thank you so much.
What do you think, Simbi, maybe if you could guess, gave you more permission? Do you think you decided?
I think I'm just in a super vulnerable space
Yeah.
and I can't hold anything anymore.
Mm.
Just saying that makes me feel like crying, but it's like I can't hold. There are too many things that have happened and too many things that continue to happen. I can't hold anything anymore. And so everything has to come out and through. I don't want anything in here that isn't like light. you know? So that's what it is.
God, that's powerful. Woo, the surrender.
Dating.
You're like, fuck it. I know this is a tangent, but how's your mom? Is your mom okay?
No, Siri, my mom died.
Okay. When did this happen?
Oh my God, you didn't know?
No.
Oh boy. Okay. She died on November 1st.
Okay.
My aunt died September 28th. My father died October 7th. My mom died October November 1st from multiple mistakes. And my aunt, my other aunt, is in ICU right now in Virginia.
Oh, honey.
Yeah, it's terrible. My mom, oh my God. So I can't believe you didn't know. I thought Tangi would have told you.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Sadie. Thank you. Yeah.
Do you feel them? Do you feel their presence?
It's interesting. I feel my mom all the time. I dream about her almost every night. Like
Yeah.
she's we're we're you know,
Yes.
my father a little bit, not so much. My aunt shows up in dreams sometimes too. I dreamt about my grandfather who died years ago.
Yeah.
Not like people say ride or die. My mom is like another, like there's another phrase for that. Like even after die, she's still here. So I'm so thankful
Yeah.
for that. But it's been, yeah, really terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. I can only imagine. We are holding you. We are all holding you, Simbi.
Oh man.
Do you feel that? Do you feel us holding you like you are getting a hug right here from all of us?
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's terrible. I haven't posted about it, but I have to, if you want to see, I'm going to send you our service because
Okay.
people who didn't even know her, like partners or husbands of people who came, have asked for the service so that they could share it with people because they were so encouraged by it, which is really beautiful.
That is,
It was encouraging. She was a complete victor
yeah.
in death.
Oh, wow.
I haven't processed it completely as far as fighting, like we know each other through Buddhism and Janine as well. And we always talk about the never give up spirit. And they kept giving her things that were in her chart that she couldn't take. It's been a huge drama. She coded, she was a code blue 3 times in 2 days while hemorrhaging and kept coming back. And at one point, because she was afraid, because she's like, things go in threes. Her sister had died, my father had died. She's like, am I gonna die? She's like, I'm not going anywhere. And then after she coded 3 times in one weekend, I was like, you've done it now. You've died, actually. You've done it 3 times. It's like, are you gonna code anymore? And by then they had intubated her, so she couldn't talk, but she was still there and communicating. And she shrugged her shoulders sassily, like, I don't know. Like, if I want. But yeah, all of these painting, I don't know if you can see.
Yeah.
She just started painting in her 70s. She just won right before she died. She got Best Actress in the Berlin Short Film Festival for a film she was in. She was just doing things. And in a time when the industry is contracting, had 2 projects lined up. Like like, yeah. You
Wow.
know, yeah,
That is so inspiring. Her legacy is strong.
yeah, yeah.
That's really inspiring.
Yeah, thank you. She was an inspiration and she's not done. Her body's not here anymore, but she's not done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Simbi, I have to chime in because I'm always connected to you because of your starting me on my lifelong Buddhist practice. It's your face and it's your spirit. And my dad passed in October. So the synchronicity of that is also so amazing to me. And also a drama and also a long hospital thing. And I can relate to everything you're sharing. And in this breathing today, I'm having a hard time necessarily seeing him or dreaming about him or anything, but I was able to feel the feeling of experiencing someone you love so much and witnessing their death journey and being part of that, from them in the hospital to seeing their spirit out of their body, and that being this pillar in your life, maybe in lifetimes. You're just so beautiful. And I know your mom. I knew her then, and I know who she is. And just sending you so much love.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe you two can get together and chant together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Oh my gosh.
Oh, such deep medicine already. Wow, what a gift. Thank you both for sharing those really powerful stories so we can learn. There's no way of preparing for what you've been going through.
No.
There's no preparation for it.
No, it's interesting because I knew that in a way before. I was raised by my mom and my nana. And I joke about this that I feel like I was born thinking about death because my nana was always telling me, I'm going to die. I'm like,
Wow.
where? Like, this is what's going to happen. And she was interesting because she was like, I'm going to die when you're old enough to take care of yourself, but young enough to still want to be with your mom. She had a plan and she died
Wow.
when I was 12, which it's like, you can't totally take care, but you can come home from school at 12 and you can kind of
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
alone, but also you still are at an age where you want to hang out with your mom. And that's when she died. So I feel like
She
she was
knew.
always preparing me.
Hmm.
I know my mom and I have been together many lifetimes, and I was her mom many lifetimes, I think. And I think this is the first time that she left first.
But like you said, not to deny your words, but like you said, she hasn't left.
No,
She's
but I
very
think
alive. She's very alive. She's on the panel
she's
today.
on the panel. She's everywhere. Yeah,
She's
she
like,
is.
I'm here.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But that doesn't take away from the pain, for sure. Yeah. I'm curious who else would like to share about their experience of the breath. And feel free to, of course, allow what we're speaking about to inform all of it, because it's no coincidence, it's no accident that we're talking about spirit and the other side and the unseen. Like, here we are talking about it. Must be for a reason. What was your experience like, Janelle, in the breath today?
I had resistance come up, unlike other breath sessions. So it's nice to hear that there's some that have gotten in touch. I have had 3 weeks back to back of people in the house, and I had guests come last night at 1:30 in the morning. So I'm downstairs just trying to create this space to allow a little movement. It's a experience of clinging tightly to all of the things that hinder that opening and spirit. I'm here holding just that and not disappointed, but patient that there's times to at least being aware of that is important. I know a little bit opened. You have to trust. I trust that some of that came through. It felt great to be in my body, and I spent the time stretching and discovering new places within my body that really needed to release. So thank you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really relate to the experience you just shared. I think a lot of us do because as entrepreneurs, as women, as caretakers, mothers, all of it, there's so many pieces that are functioning that we're holding together. We're lifting up, we're supporting. And it can be like moving a mountain to get the space that we need. And yet, you still found a way to give your body what it needed,
I love that.
even
Yeah.
if it was just a couple inches.
Yeah, it does feel like moving a mountain and maybe cracking a little bit underneath. So we'll see how the volcano continues to move.
Yeah, I know when we carve it out and give it to ourselves, and I know you know this, that that energy ripples into the house.
Mhm.
And you did that for everyone. And you sound and look very dropped in.
Mm.
and very calm and very authentic and expressive. So whatever you did, here you are. It's great. It's perfect. And it'll be different next time.
Yeah, it'll be different. It always is.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Janelle. Dana, what's your experience today?
Hi, Siri. I love that it was my second one with you because I felt like I could skip all of the what's about to happen part of it and really dive all the way in. I had my favorite blanket and pillow and really set myself up to just be in the middle of the experience. And it was powerful. My mind really wanted to be in charge the first 10 minutes. And I was like, it's okay. You can let go. It's okay. You can let go again. It's okay. You can let go again and really come back to the breath. I want to talk about this one moment that I had. It was in the primal expression. I really leaned in. I was like, anything that's in there, you are invited to release. So much came out. And then as it was coming out, it was like I was being shown by spirit all the limitlessness of my own life, what was possible. And so it was like a scene here and a scene there and a scene there. And what was being released was anything that was in the way of that, any limiting beliefs or shame or grief. Something that typically comes up in my breathwork experiences is this deep grief that I have from losing my dad, who was just really special to me. I felt so much of that release, or at least surrender for a moment, that I could see. It was like almost I could see my own infinite nature.
Yeah,
And
that's
that
incredible.
was awesome. Yeah.
That's incredible. Wow. So on theme, you're like, I'm taking this assignment and I'm doing it.
I set the intention. I said, show me what limitless possibility means for me. And I was shown. I was shown. And it was so beautiful because the recognition was, oh, the only thing that's in the way is the things you're holding. That's it.
Yeah.
The things you're holding. And then a gentle permission to, you can let that go. You can set it down and watch what happens. It was almost like an air balloon dropping the sandbags.
Yeah. That was an incredible share. Thank you so much for showing us the limitless, endless possibilities. Endless possibilities, Dana. Thank you for that. That's incredible. I love that we have, all of us, each of us, the ability to access that with our own breath. How incredible is it to be alive? My goodness. And it's interesting that it's simultaneously the hardest thing to do and yet the easiest thing to do to set it down. It's that paradox. Thank you for showing us that it can be just a decision. If we let it be, we can let it be. Celeste, how was your first experience of this? Because you didn't necessarily know exactly what to expect, and it's a little different from a normal quotes panel that you might go on. We do it a little different.
Yes. Well, thank you again. I think I lost my voice from screaming so loud. So
I love it.
I needed some stuckness to come out. I've done breath work 2 other times, but only in person.
Okay.
Before I did some fire walking, some breathing vibrations. I trusted that this would be the perfect place for me to be on a Friday. And I was like, let's go. I wanted to say thank you to all of the women here who have shared from your hearts. This is so beautiful. I love being in rooms with this type of energy. Thank you. I could find my rhythm. Sometimes I would check out of the rhythm, almost like, oh, am I supposed to still go? I had to pick up my pace and find my own rhythm. The most beautiful part of the experience was the guttural sounds, like letting go, the screaming. I mean, I really went out. I've been really struggling with the part of, I guess it comes back to my worth, but my business, where I was able to tap into my feminine energy about a year ago. Now I've created these beautiful spaces for women. I have been finding that I'm coming from a space of masculine versus the feminine, and having doubts within me and kind of going back to old patterns. So that really showed up for me in this breath work, where I was like, oh my God, Celeste, get out of your own way. I felt like it cleared the space for me to actually like, because when I'm here in this moment, that's when the others can see me. I've been in my own tailspin of like, got to get this done and I got to get this done. And then it's just overrode the whole purpose of my offer and my life. So yeah, This is beautiful. So thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing that process. I so hear that. And gosh, I have 1,000 things I want to share about everything you. It's like, I know that our deepest calling is also our deepest work. And I also know that everything is a practice and not an arrival point. And I also know that as soon as we put a flag in the ground and say, this is what I'm teaching, that then challenges us to really be our own student. And I also know that your humanity and feeling the polarity of that feminine and masculine kind of oscillating is all part of you being able to be of more service to your clients. It's just amazing that we as women in middle age can continue to challenge ourselves to the next branch of expansion. And that every time we challenge ourselves to that next branch of expansion, it is vulnerable and it is sensitive and it is like we're learning as we're teaching, as we're growing, as we're teaching, and then our students and our clients teach us. It's such an epic journey. And I know you're about being visible and also helping others to be visible and accepting ourselves. And then, of course, that's our journey too. That's your journey too. We all get to get on that ride together with you. So it's really beautiful. Thank you for showing up and doing something different and just going like, okay, I'll try this new thing.
Thanks again for making it so easy.
Oh my gosh, of course. Robin, how was your experience today? I know you had a dental surgery yesterday.
There's only like 12 things that my dentist wants to do in my mouth. We just did about 5 of them yesterday, but I am starting to feel my face again,
Jesus.
which is wonderful. It's so great to feel your face. And it leads me to, again, the miracle of being a sentient being, Siri, and in your work being so present to that we are sentient beings, biological, physiological. And when it comes to endless possibility, I believe the access is through your work that you facilitate. It's through the breath. And what occurred to me is that the moment I say that possibility is something I want, I create an immediate separation from it. And I was like, the moment I have this wanting thing, which of course is stemming from a lack of something, like I want that job, I want that dude or gal, I want that, whatever it is, it's like there's this gigantic distance. And the moment with the breath that I go back to infinite possibility is right here. It's right here. It's right here. The infinite possibility is right here. And I think I've been confused thinking that infinite possibility, it sounds so big. It sounds gigantic. I can't possibly get to all of that infinite possibility out there. It's so far away. I need a rocket ship. But then it's like, oh, I bought into the lie. I bought into the lie of separation and scarcity. The oneness I feel with all of you right now is just like, it's a fact. The connectedness, not only with those of us sitting in the Zoom room, but with your mother and father and your aunts and your loved ones and your siblings and your children. I'm in the room with them all right now. There's no one I really want to see because I'm seeing you all and feeling you all right now, whether I can see you or not. So I'm amazed that there's nowhere I got to go to access it. I just have to remember that you are it. We are it. We are it. And then what are we going to focus on? What are we going to take delight in? And again, we all know we've heard it 1,000 times, but I have to remind myself because I forget every day. I have to remind myself the oneness, the oneness, the oneness. The oneness. And it would be ridiculous to not start enjoying right now that we have access to infinite possibility. We want everything that's possible because we think, as we know, it's going to give us a feeling. Okay, so through the breath work, what if we gave ourselves, as you coach us to do, Siri, what if we give ourselves that feeling right now, ease, sensuality, tapped in, tuned in, turned on. I'm going to give myself that right now because it's all here. The endless possibility is all here. I'm going to give it to myself now and then just watch out what comes to me like a magnet, like a super heroic magnet is just stuck to me. And then I'm just dancing with endless possibility all the time. That's all I have to say for now.
Yeah.
You, my love lights. I love your faces so much. Don't be scared. It's just love. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oobly oo.
Oh, man.
You get it. 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 You get it.
It's so fun because there's a plan and then there's what's happening. And it's like, ooh, what's happening is so much more interesting than the plan. So I do want to read you guys a poem, and it's called The Summer Day. Mary Oliver. We love her. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper. I mean, the one who has flung herself out of the grass, the one who is eating sugar out of my hand, who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down, who is gazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel down into the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I have been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? I mean, I've never read it that way before because I'm understanding it through the lens of everything you all just shared. And it just means something so different now. So tell us, Simbi, about a moment that changed the trajectory of your life. And I mean, honestly, that you never could have planned.
The first thing that came to mind, and later I want to say something about what Robin just shared.
Do it now. Do it now.
All right. So I want to add to that, and then I will answer your question.
Yeah.
I completely know what you mean. And the distance thing, and it's like it's all here. And I just kept thinking about a phrase that we have in our Buddhist practice about earthly desires lead to enlightenment. I feel like earthly desires, they lead to enlightenment because they're the arrow for the direction you want to go. And if you take it as that, then you know the oneness. Because we talk a lot about oneness, the oneness of good and evil, the oneness of mentor disciple. There's a lot of onenesses in Buddhism, which does not mean the same thing. That's a whole other panel about oneness. But the idea that the wanting, the desire is the pull. And if we know we have that desire because the seed's already in us, that's the thing I think sometimes we can miss if we think it's separate. I think what happens a lot in some philosophies is that desire itself becomes the devil, becomes the bad, or becomes the lack or the whatever. It's like, no, you wouldn't have the desire if it wasn't for you.
If the dream is in you, it's for you.
It's for you.
If the dream is in you, it's for you.
Yeah. So if it's for you, it's for you. And now it's like, what do you got to get rid of to have it, hold it, receive it, whatever. So I feel like that's a whole other conversation. I love your energy with it. I want you to come rub some in.
Let me in, let me over.
Yeah.
And I will say words matter. The difference between the word want and desire. Desire is Latin, meaning of God. Desire. They're very different energies. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Desire is heavenly born, right? The
Yeah.
wanting and the differentiation is everything. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Thank you. And so to answer your question, Siri, the first thing that came up, I mean, what I shared earlier about my mom, that's changed. I'm on another trajectory. I'm in another line, quantum leap, whatever that is.
Yeah.
But the thing that changed the trajectory of my life was when I was in elementary school and I had gone to Montessori schools, and then my Nana had a heart attack, and so she didn't think she should drive anymore, and so I had to go to public school. And I had a really racist elementary school teacher,
Mm.
this terrible woman from the South. Well, we won't talk about her too long, but the bottom line is they put me in a remedial class, and they called it, this is how terrible the words were: remedial, average, and superior. None of that's good. None of that's good. And my mom, like my nana, like I'd come home with this homework and they're like, what is this? Like, you're already doing multiplication, and what this is some nonsense. The bottom line is they found now that they had just grouped all the Black kids without testing into the remedial. Yeah, they did. And my mom and my nana ended up having to go to the principal and requested me to be tested, because I've been in Montessori schools, like I was ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And tested me. And the principal was like, and they were like, she can't read. I could read, of course. And they were like, she reads like a mouse eating cheese. And then skipped me a couple grades. And then we ended up moving. It just ended up one grade, because socially, what does that mean? Blah, blah, blah. But the bottom line is, I think about that moment, because if my mom and my nana hadn't been paying attention, proactive, if they were afraid of asking questions, anything, busy, whatever,
Yep.
I would have become a troublemaker, because I wouldn't have been being challenged in school.
Yeah.
My whole life would have taken a whole other path.
Mm.
And it's concerning, because that kind of tracking hasn't stopped. And then just to cap it off, that teacher was so awful that she called the new school and said to watch out, because I was a troublemaker. Yeah, wasn't a troublemaker. And luckily, the teacher I had, who was wonderful, knew that and was well aware and had survived the Holocaust when she was a child. They hadn't asked questions.
Yeah. Advocate.
Yeah.
Speak up, use your voice, ask questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it'll change the complete trajectory of someone's life. Thank you
Yeah.
for that inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a story that I relate for myself, and I go, oh, yes, thank you, Simbi, for giving me that story, because now it makes me even more encouraged to do what I need to do. Yeah, thank you. Bless your advocators. Oh my gosh, because you are, as Janine said, so fundamental to my growth in my Buddhist practice. Such an inspiration to me in my Buddhist practice, and just as a human.
Thank you, Siri. I love you.
Oh, I love you. You're beyond intelligent. You're wise and you're smart. Gosh. Okay, well, thank you for that. So, Amanda, when has your intuition known something long before your logical mind caught up? And feel free to also integrate anything that's in the room here already, because if my question feels like it's on too much of a tangent for where your soul's trajectory is right now in this moment, what you want to speak, let yourself speak whatever truth is here.
Yeah. Man, I mean, there's so many instances flooding in. I can relate that to relationships, to having a dream of driving off a cliff, to people. When I get quiet, when I'm in nature, I'm feeling the coming back to oneness, the oneness with the technology of my body and the technology of the trees and the grass and the soil, and getting so clear. And this finite of intuition, like this orb of all knowing, it just drops in. But it's getting quiet to stay in that space, to listen, rather than make up the story with your own mind and your own ego of where you should be going, the trajectory of where you should be going, rather than really trusting those messages and that intuition that's truly coming in. Throughout my life, it's come in so strong, but it took me so long to truly listen to it and trust it, right? Trust is so huge that we don't trust our own magnificent bodies. The technology that's there, it's giving us the answers. As you were saying, that it's all here. It is all here.
Yeah.
And we have to just listen and trust it. You know, how do you do that? How do you do that? You want to, but then your mind, your ego just goes off on something else. Is like, no, this must be the path. This must be the way. I'm not going to listen to this. But it's just going back to that space, getting more in tune here in nature and remembering and trusting that that technology is giving you everything that you need. So yeah, it's just trusting that intuition.
And the discernment between the ego
Mm.
and the body and us as nature that we are
Mm-hmm.
is a practice for you, you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Is continually, but the more time you spend with nature, the more clear it's getting.
Oh yeah, this year has been nothing but nature. Climbing to the tallest peaks, going to every river and lake that I can, every forest, and getting quiet. That's where I'm spending my time. I mean, we've had this discussion where that in itself has been a massive healer and a massive opener and awakener to coming back to my true authentic self, to really trust this path, really trust what is happening right now, and not getting too far ahead of myself, but coming back to this present moment. And nature is really what is doing that for me. And being away from big events and people, and not saying that I'm trying to ward away people, because there's so much beauty and love and community, but making it a point, making it a daily practice to be in nature, whether it's in my own yard or the forest or the mountains or the river, and truly getting in touch, because it's here. Just like you were saying, Robin and Simbi, it's all here, and it's so simple. It is so simple. We make things so complicated. Everything's so complicated. And it's simple because it's all right here.
Gosh, Amanda, I'm just kind of in awe of you. That's all. That's all I can say
Thank
about
you.
that without going deeper into it.
Yeah.
Dr. Sadie.
I have a story I've been holding on to tell you.
Great.
I was honestly a little nervous to share it with so much loss that
Ooh.
come up through the thread. I think it's synchronistic. It's a story about soap, but it's really a story about seeing through our heart and not through our eyes. It is in the most simple of things. I was saying here, baby had to have a heart. It's not something you can cure. You need 3 surgeries at least to correct the circulation. We were in the second, baby hadn't fully recovered after the second surgery and was not going to survive. So they got a mechanical and artificial pump to allow enough time to recover to wait to get a heart transplant, which can take up to a year. And despite many months of allowing the body to recover, doing all that we could, the child didn't recover enough to be healthy enough to receive a transplant. These are not easy conversations or an easy thing to walk a family through, but the time came where we had to guide the family through decelerating care. And you know it's coming because these conversations and you trying for months and months and months. So the day before, I go to take a shower and the soap is down to like nothing. It's like a little nubbin. And I'm just like, I know I'm going to forget tomorrow. Can you guys just remind me? I need to re-up the soap. So the next day we go in and it's, as you can imagine, and I'm not even the parent, it's just an awful day, full of emotions, full of grief, of sadness, of loss, of anger and rage at the injustice of this little innocent life and this family. You also just feel like a failure, like the system failed you, science failed you. It's layered, you know? And you come home and you hug your kids a little longer, and that's layered because you feel guilty that you have health. And I'm going into the shower and I'm so lost in my mind, and I start washing my body, and all of a sudden I notice something smells like nice, but it's something different, and something is heavy in my hand, and I look down and there is this gorgeous piece of soap in my hands. And the first thing I did, and I'm embarrassed to say this, is I started barking at my partner. Why did you spend $20 on this bougie soap? Who needs to spend this amount of money on soap? It's just soap. Like, not in any space to receive an act of kindness. So in my head, in my judgments, in my resistance. And all of a sudden, in this flash moment, I see the baby's face and I hear the baby's name. And I drop to my knees and I start to weep. And the message was this baby is no longer here to see the beautiful artisanal etchings of the soap, to feel the suds on their body, to feel the weight of this in their hands, to smell the lemongrass, to be in this human body and experience life. And if you can't receive, what does it mean to be alive if not to receive it? And if you can't do it for you, do it in honor of this person that can no longer be here. The only thing that was standing in my way between infinite possibilities was my inability to receive, to be fully present with it. And all of my judgments and all of my limitations up here of what was right and what was wrong and what was fair and what was not. I think about that so much. There's actually now a saying in my home, when any one of us is resisting pleasure or resisting life, we'd remind each other, receive the soap. What if this was my last shower that I could ever take? I wouldn't be complaining that we spent $6 on Whole Foods soap. I would be fully in with the simplicity of the moment, exactly as it is, not judging it, not resisting it, enjoying this very limited experience of being human as if it was the most sacred thing in the world. I still have so much unpacking to do about receiving, because there's a lot of transactional inherited things that I have picked up, that I have to be deserving, that I have to give something in exchange, that blocks me from it. As I continue, and we all continue to work on that, what a beautiful way to honor those who, whether they're here or not here, can't receive in the same way. If I can't receive for me, can I receive for my ancestors who got me to this point that I could enjoy pleasure freely? Can I receive for my loved ones who have passed? Can I receive for my children? Can I receive for the collective? I think your insight for today's conversation around the connection between endless possibilities and receiving is such a beautiful and perfect portal to get there. It is in the receiving.
God, Sadie, that story has forever changed me. Oh my God.
Well,
What? Bless your heart for doing the work that you do in the world.
It's everyone on this panel. Everyone, like you said, there are no accidents, and
Yeah.
everyone has experienced pain and suffering in a variety of ways. I love this panel of courageous spirits, and I love your intention and your heart of bringing us together to make this. What do we want to do with this? You know,
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
can we use it for our highest and greatest healing or good or service or purpose or love? And
Yes.
yeah, so thank you, each one of the other panelists who shared their stories and their hearts, because that's what makes it so rich.
The girl who passed, we can honor her and honor that she's giving us this gift of how to be more alive and how to receive.
Yeah.
Just like Robin's brother has given her that same gift to live every single day. If you wonder why Robin is so alive and animated in her expression, it's because her brother taught her how to live in his passing. And so, same with this baby. And so that story will stay in our hearts. Thank you. It's phenomenal, phenomenal. Janine.
I feel like the theme of the talk is becoming, what have those who have gone before us? What are the messages and the gifts and the blessings that they've passed on? Which connects me to my father. When he passed, I didn't just lose my dad, but I worked for him for over 20 years of my life. So it was mourning your father, and then mourning a boss, and then mourning a purpose, and all these mornings. And aside from being committed to breath, as you know, I do breath work, I've also been committed to retail, which seems so separate, beauty and breath, but actually they kind of go together. When I worked for him, I would research retail for him. And so when he passed, I really missed that. And I was like, what can I do to keep that lineage going? I'm a collector of vintage clothing, and I love the sustainability of vintage clothing. And everyone in the business was like, don't do that. It's just so hard. Even my dad was like, don't ever do that. But that voice, when you ask that question, when is one time you've listened to your intuition against all odds? And that voice inside me was like Moana. I was called to do vintage. And the journey I've been on since he's passed, it's only been since October, but I've started to do it. And all the green lights in the universe have been supporting. How am I going to source it? How does this work? I found my ideal partner. I found my lucky treasure, miracles that you find once you start. It's become such a joy, and it's become such a connection, keeping that relationship with my father alive. That's now become in my blood and in my DNA. And I was like, I am an expert, maybe not at vintage, but at retail. And so it was like I was already doing it. And this is a more sustainable way to do it. And so I can't not do it, is what I've discovered. I have to do both. I'm learning ways to combine breath and beauty. And maybe I put up racks when I do my workshops, or people want that too, because it makes them feel good from the outside in. And
Yeah.
the breath work makes them feel good from the inside out. So
Yeah.
we need it all.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so interesting the permission that you've now given yourself through this transition of your dad passing in his body, but not his spirit, that you've given yourself permission to be your own boss in this particular way. I think that's such an incredible graduation that you've given yourself.
Yeah. Thank you for seeing that.
It's really like you're claiming your sovereignty on a new level with this particular avenue. I'm hearing you speaking this realization of every step of my life has brought me to this moment where I am a master of this, and I am called to this, and I am meant for this, and this has meaning and it has purpose. That's so great. I'm so happy for you. We're also hearing this theme consistently of trust and listening to our inner voice and not relying on what our eyes can see, but relying, as Sadie said, on what our heart knows. And Amanda tapped into that, and Simbi and Robin. Celeste, I would love to hear from you because it's related to what Janine was just talking about, what your mission is in the world. What does that mean? Endless possibility, joy, expansion, this magic that we can tap into in relation to what you do.
I've had two purposes in my life. The first purpose was when my daughter was born, and she truly saved my life. My life completely changed. The other time, and this is very recently, that I found truly Celeste's purpose, not as a mother, was about a year ago. I'm turning 50 in September 10th.
Okay, I'm the 6th.
Okay, fellow Virgo. Not just with my age, my daughter just left the home. So there's all these major transitions in my life. Beyond that was a year ago when I was able to tap into what feminine energy I had never been able to experience before. Because being in survival mode for all of my life, and then recently not being in that energy, that field, understanding how to drop all the things, coming to the realizations that my purpose here is to lead other women and to show them what it means to live in femininity and be a leader, but through my own experiences, being vulnerable about all the things and all the stories that have led me to this point. And that to me has been so eye-opening, so heart-opening. So that breath work that we did, that screaming was like, your purpose. Stop doubting your purpose. Stop getting in your head of why you're supposed to be here. You have been shown many, many times in visualizations that your purpose is to guide and lead other women down this road of confidence and love and worthiness and permission to say yes for yourself and only yourself, not for others, and to stop performing and all those things through the modalities that I use, through the visual representation, through organic experiences that I put together through the five senses, through all of these things. But to know your purpose, to be able to discover that has been the most beautiful gift, just to know what that is and to
Yeah.
Like you said, it's still very new, and I'm learning as much as I'm teaching others and guiding others at the same time. And I think that's even more beautiful.
Yeah.
So I feel so honored. I feel so blessed. I literally have never felt this in my life before. I just feel grateful every day that I'm able to actually see.
Yeah. You guys, I'm a bit speechless. My cup is runneth over. I'm just so honored to be in circle with you and to know women that are walking not only their own path of evolution, but guiding other women to come along. It's one of the most beautiful things in the whole world, what the women in this room are doing and the way that each of you are showing up on the daily. Hope that we never stop turning over each pebble, each rock, each curiosity, each message, each ping that we get. I hope that we continue to come together and remind each other. I feel fortified by seeing each of you in your wisdom and in your purpose and on your path and remembering your power and knowing your mission. It fortifies each of us to keep going because it's not always easy, but it's worth it. It's so worth it. Janelle.
Yeah, that was so awesome. Celeste talking about your choice, your second wind of what you are called to lead on. And this whole conversation has kind of been about, for me, getting there, right? Robin just brought it, and having that plan and knowing that the plan is kind of the boring part, and being here and growing and trusting is the evolution and emergence of whatever you're called to do. And what you're called to do is in this seed of knowing. The seed has to trust the sun and all the things in order to flower and then reseed. We talk about leadership and making this choice of who you are, what you're called to do, and that eventually will propagate. Yesterday, I saw a grafted plum tree in full fruit in Portland. It was this ginormous purple, yellow, pink. And it was like, what? Like somebody grafted all of these other different styles or types of fruits on this one tree. We ate them and they were delicious. And it was like, wow, this is magic. And that's the magnet. You can attract other women that might not have made that choice of what is it that I desire? How can I find my voice, my center, my North Star? We have the ability to continue to pull from the earth and use the technology of the leadership and magic and getting there and watching it unfold and dancing in the moment of wherever we are through breath work and through each of your shares and your presence. I am able to show up in that spirited way. Excited to continue to trust,
You do such deep work, Janelle, with leaders and helping leaders to communicate better and helping organizations to communicate better. What is one of the remembrances you have when you're doing that work of listening deeply and having it create this opening for people to have more possibility, to widen the blinders? Like, oh, I don't have to do it this way. I can do it all of these different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is so much about letting go, the trust in who you're relating with. We're moving from this transactional leadership or dynamic to a relational leadership.
Yes. Yes.
In order to do that, you have to be in relationship. So that's finding the moment of the cue of what the next moment is. The not knowing is the knowing, which is just all rooted in trust. And that is what relational leadership is, that feminine wisdom of the powers in the unfolding.
Yeah. Thank you. Ooh. What a powerful transmission this has been. My goodness. So much synergy, so much crossover, so much universality when we talk about our specific journey. Dana.
Landed for me was something that you said around this clearly brilliant, talented, ambitious group of women being willing to set aside this time to even explore the concept of limitless possibility. I work with human design and leadership for impact. So this idea that, first of all, that women leaders are creating space to explore what limitless possibility for you even looks like. You know, Janine, I see it really clearly for you in this assignment you've been given for Vintage. And Celeste, your assignment clearly for Women in Leadership. I just took a peek at your website and I was like, whoa, that's for you. That is for you. And then this idea of really listening to intuition, knowing that it comes based on your human design in different ways. And we have all a different authority of the way that we listen to it and then decide for it. I've been in a lot of conversations this summer with newer leaders, their CEOs, their executive directors, and just no language around intuition and taking space for my own being and ideation and exploring what's possible. It's very much like someone said, oh my God, I have so much to do, like the never ending do list, which for women who are filled with limitless possibility is a flag for me. It's a flag because in the doing, we forget that we are limitless. And so that's a beautiful part of the combination of human design and working really closely with women leaders to help them create the space to do the work, to identify how intuition comes in, right? Like it doesn't always come in through the heart. Sometimes it comes through the gut. Sometimes you just know it and you don't know how you know it. And based on your design, it's different. And then also being willing to take action in alignment with how you're designed. Some people are designed to go really deep on something, while others, like me, are designed to try things all the time to see what works. And then setting that in the context of making it easier. My favorite thing to say is, how can we make this easier and more fun so that your impact is limitless and your income is limitless and you become limitless and not bogged down by the patriarchal, like, gotta get it done, gotta get her done, and more open to this feminine goddess liberated energy of actually in leadership, I'm here to receive and guide.
Thank you for bringing all of these pieces together. You are such an encourager of women, Dana. You see the possibility, the endless possibility in every woman. What a superpower.
It helps them that I'm
Yeah.
a projector. The projector, if you're familiar with human design, that's what my design
You
is.
see,
I can see it and really claim, like, I'm the seer. I can see it. Would you like me to see it with you? It's powerful.
you guys can listen to me interviewing Dana because I feel like there's so much, and so many of you have been here before. So if you're a listener to the podcast, go ahead. If you want to dive into a little bit more of each of these women's world, you can go into the podcast and find them. I have a poem that I want to close our circle with and just embrace you with and leave our listeners with. And it goes like this. It's by Joy Harjo, and it's called Remember. She wrote, remember the sky that you were born under. Know each of the stars' stories. Remember the moon. Know who she is. Remember the sun's birth at dawn. That is the strongest point of time. Remember sundown and the giving away tonight. Remember your birth, how your mother struggled to give you form and breath. You are evidence of her life and her mother's and hers. Remember your father. He is your life also. Remember the earth whose skin you are. Red earth, black earth, yellow earth, white earth, brown earth, we are earth. Remember the plants, trees, animal life, who all have their tribes, their families, their histories too. Talk to them. Listen to them. They are alive poems. Remember the wind. Remember her voice. She knows the origin of this universe. Remember you are all people, and all people are you. Remember you are this universe, and this universe is you. Remember all is in motion, is growing, is you. Remember language comes from this. Remember the dance language is, that life is. Remember. You're each such a gift. Listener, you are a gift. No accident that you're here on this journey with us. As you may or may not know, it is a beautiful thing to be a caretaker, to be a lover, to be a nurturer, as we all are here. And simultaneously, as you give to others, it is important, as we've talked about, to fill our own cup. One of the ways that I've done this for over 30 years is through Reiki, unconditional love energy, that you've all been surrounded with today, and through this transmission. So if that's something that calls to you, you feel the call of that, like, ooh, I want to deepen my Reiki practice of being able to fill my cup while filling others, while serving others, or just want to fortify yourself and your energy and your life force and your heart more, I want to teach you. So I'm doing it in my home, which is the way I've always learned and done it. Through my lineage, I would invite you into that lineage of Reiki masters. So first and second degree, end of September 27th to the 30th at my house. If that calls to you in any way, we can talk about it. If you're interested in continuing these panelists, I want to talk to you because there's a new sanctuary that's starting to form starting in September. And it's just a little more, if believe it or not, intentional in a certain way. I love you guys. Keep expanding, listener, keep expanding, panelists, women, all who are meant to hear this transmission. Keep expanding your capacity to feel good. And capacity to feel good means capacity to feel and to be alive and here and present. One breath at a time. Loving you. Thank you. Love you guys.
Thank you, Siri. Love you.
Thank you, Siri,
Thank
for
you.
having us all.
Yeah. Thank you, Siri.
You're so
Thank you.
welcome. You're so
Remarkable.
welcome.
Remarkable.
Bye, guys.
Sending everyone
Bye,
love.
ladies.
Thank you for
Love
sharing
you.
yourself.
Appreciate you.
Hey, friend, wasn't that wonderful? I hope this conversation reminded you that the women you heard today are not extraordinary because they avoided grief, fear, uncertainty, or heartbreak. They're extraordinary because they continue to meet life with open hearts. And that's the invitation, if we want to accept it, for all of us. As I listen back to this panel, what stays with me is the remembrance that possibility begins the moment that we become willing to soften, to receive, to trust ourselves, and to tell the truth about where we are. This conversation also marks the closing of a beautiful, long, and meaningful chapter. For the past 2 years, these panels have become so much more than just a podcast. They've become places where remarkable women gather to feel deeply seen, to tell the truth, and to remind one another of who they really are. As we move into the next season and these conversations evolve into the authentic creative sanctuary, my deepest hope is that we continue protecting spaces like this, spaces where we don't have to perform, where wisdom rises naturally, and where healing happens simply because someone feels safe enough to be fully themselves. Thank you for receiving these conversations. Thank you for witnessing these remarkable women. And most of all, thank you for giving yourself this time. Until next time, keep trusting what your heart already knows, remembering that the possibilities you're looking for may already be quietly unfolding within you. I'm so grateful you're here. Keep expanding your capacity to feel good, one breath at a time. Loving you. I want to share something I'm incredibly passionate about. This September, I am leading an intimate first and second degree Reiki certification retreat. Those catered meals, sound baths, and beautiful home are all wonderful. That's actually not the reason I think this experience is so valuable. The real gift is what you will take home with you. After more than 30 years of practicing Reiki, I still use it every day. When someone I love is struggling, when one of my children needs support, when one of my dogs isn't feeling well, before an important conversation, meeting, presentation, event, while I'm sending a newsletter, when I need help with sleep, when I'm stressed, when I'm overwhelmed, when life simply feels like a lot, and in emergency situations. Reiki is one of those practical tools that I've ever learned. It's like having a first aid kit that's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And it's not just for physical well-being, it's for emotional, energetic, and spiritual support as well. And the beautiful thing about Reiki is that it doesn't drain you when you use it. It actually replenishes you simultaneously while you're giving it. So for caretakers, parents, coaches, therapists, healthcare providers, yoga teachers, massage therapists, hairstylists, leaders, and anyone who spends their life supporting other people, Reiki is one of the most valuable skills you can learn. It's something you can use with your family, your pets, your friends, your clients, your community, in hospitals, during major life transitions, at the beginning of life, at the end of life, in moments of crisis, and in ordinary, everyday moments that simply need more care. You will learn both hands-on and distance Reiki, professional protocols, energetic boundaries, safety practices, and everything you need to confidently integrate Reiki into your life and, if you choose, your work as well. Most certifications teach you how to perform Reiki, but what we teach you is how to live with Reiki. Because once you have it, it's yours for the rest of your life. If that speaks to you, we'd love to have you join us. You can find all the details in the show notes. This is a women's retreat. Reach out if you have questions. Looking forward to talking with you soon. Until next time, keep expanding your capacity to feel good, one breath at a time. Loving you.